I prayed every night that my uncle wouldn't make it out of the war alive. I know how terrible that sounds, but anyone who knew him would understand. Uncle James was a man who was loud, angry, and unpredictable. When he was drafted, the whole family tried not to look too relieved. When he did come home 3 years later, he came back quieter, more withdrawn, and always watching something no one else could see. Everyone kept their distance. Everyone except me, because my mom volunteered me to help take care of him just while he gets settled. I didn't want any part of it. I didn't want him near me at all, which is why I had no idea what to do the morning I walked into his house and found him sitting in the kitchen, trembling, a pistol on the table in front of him. The situation hit me so hard I froze. I didn't belong here. I didn't even know how to talk to him, and now I was standing 3 feet away from a gun and a man who flinched at shadows on the walls. My heart thudded like it was trying to run away without me. "Uncle James?" I whispered. He didn't answer. His eyes were locked on the window, as if waiting for something I couldn't see. I knew nothing about guns, nothing about trauma, and nothing about keeping someone alive when they didn't want to be. This wasn't a job for me. It was a job for trained people, professionals, literally anyone else. Then he lifted the gun with a shaking hand and panic slammed into me. This was impossible. I wasn't strong enough, brave enough, or smart enough to handle this. I had prayed he'd never come back. Now, if I didn't do something, I'd watch him leave again. If he died here like this, I'd have to carry the weight forever. James had always been the sort of man who barked instead of spoke, who believed a raised voice could fix anything. When I was little, he scared me more than thunderstorms, but sometimes, very rarely, he'd show a softer side of himself. He taught me how to tie a fishing knot, to carve my initials into a piece of cedar, to start a fire with a flint. Those flashes of gentleness were confusing, but I treasured them. When he came back from the war, that gentleness was gone, but so was the anger. He moved like someone stitched together from broken parts. People whispered that he wasn't the same man. I wasn't sure if that was good or bad, and now here he was, a ghost in his own house, ready to vanish entirely. The fond memories of him teaching me hit me all at once, and I couldn't just let him end it all. I swallowed hard and edged forward. "Uncle James," I said, louder this time. "Look at me." He didn't. His finger twitched near the trigger. I reached out, terrified he'd startle and fire, but unable to just stand there. The door burst open so hard it rattled the frame. Officer Lee, our town's police chief and James's old commanding officer, stepped in, eyes sweeping the room. I hadn't even heard sirens. Someone must have called him. "James," Lee said in a low but solid voice, "put the weapon down." My uncle didn't acknowledge him and didn't blink. The only thing he did was move the gun into position with the barrel under his chin. I backed away another step and whispered, "He won't listen. He won't even look at me." For a long moment, the house was silent except for James's ragged breathing. "Son," Lee said, completely calm, "you remember what I taught you. Safety first, barrel down." James's shoulders twitched, the first sign of life since I'd arrived, but the gun stayed fixed in his hand, barrel pointed to kill. Lee didn't break eye contact. "You're not alone, and you're not in the war anymore. You're home, with people who want you alive." James's jaw clenched, his fingers spasmed around the grip, then he finally blinked. The sound of boots thudding up the porch hit us at the same moment. The EMTs appeared in the doorway, breathless, kits in hand, waiting for the signal. Lee kept his voice steady. "Easy, son. Let it go." James's fingers loosened, slowly, painfully. The gun slipped free and hit the table with a hard metallic clatter that echoed through the house. The EMTs rushed in with their hands out, voices low, already assessing him. Lee exhaled and turned to me. His face softened. "You did the right thing," he said quietly. "You kept him grounded. If you hadn't been here, this would have ended differently." The words felt unreal, like they were meant for someone else entirely. "I didn't do anything." "You did," he said, louder this time so the EMTs and James could hear. "You saw the truth before anyone else, and you stayed." James's eyes finally met mine, really met them, and in that fractured look, I saw something cracked open. Apology, fear, gratitude, or some mix of all three. And for the first time all night, I felt him come back to us. Later, when James was safely in the ambulance, Lee rested a hand on my shoulder. "He'll get help now," he said, "because of you." I nodded, shaky but breathing easier. As they drove away, I whispered, "I didn't want you to come home, but I'm glad you're still here."